Yeah, if I were going to redo my career and think about what I would have done differently in the early phases of it, I might have chosen to take a year or two before I assumed my faculty position to extend that postdoctoral period, to extend the mentoring period, maybe to do a second experience in a different laboratory. Um, I mean, I think ultimately it turned out fine. And the reason it turned out fine was I was fortunate enough to find mentors during my assistant professorship, for whom I almost was a postdoc, but from my own laboratory, people that were very generous with their advice and their time. But it might have been easier if I hadn't had to piece that together, if it had been an explicit postdoctoral fellowship.
Right, but sometimes easy or easier isn't always the best path, right? I mean,
Well, I think it was more fun for me because there were the challenges that I could then try to figure out how to solve. Um, and I had a very funny experience a few years ago, when I told a senior colleague that, when I took my first job, I mean, I had no clue what to ask for in a startup package. And so I just added up what the equipment I would need might cost. And that's what I asked for, almost to the penny. And the space I occupied was about 300 square feet, and it had tweed carpeting on the floor that had fibers that got stuck in the HEPA filters of the laminar flow hood that I bought. Um, and I didn't even think to ask. I assumed every building had distilled water in it, but this one didn't, and I had to go across a bridge to get it from the next building. And when I told this colleague about that, he said, you should have called me for advice because I would have told you not to take that job. And I thought, well, it turned out pretty well. I mean, I think there is a level of challenge that allows you to rise to the occasion and learn how to overcome those issues, and also to learn when to ask for help and,
right.
and ask for help. And those were valuable lessons. I
Yeah,
think there's a point beyond that where it gets so difficult that it becomes an impediment. And
right.
finding that sweet spot is really important.
Yeah, we all have different set points, right? But I've always tried to tell myself, especially when things are a little tough, and um, I try to convey this to people that I'm mentoring is keep your eye on the big stuff. If you pay attention to the big stuff, the things that are really important, the little stuff has a way of falling into place. But if you get, and details matter, right? If you don't have electricity coming into the lab, obviously you can't do any of the work. But I mean, given a certain set of minimal things, there's a lot that we can do, and ultimately the limitation is in our heads, not how many dollars we have, to the nth decimal. So I really do think that while, especially in this very competitive world, and it's not so much just getting a great job and being among the colleagues you want to be around, but are you going to be able to make it? I think at the end of the day, if you're in a great environment, if people are supportive of you, all the other stuff kind of falls into place. I mean, whether you got that last $100,000 in setup or not, it's not going to make or break you. Or if it does, right, this is why are we doing this? But I really think it's a matter of just doing it for the love of it, making sure that one can pursue one's passion, and just letting the other stuff happen.